It is our last full day in DC. We currently are at Mount Vernon. We took a lift from our Airbnb to here. It was the most sensible way. We have a tour for the National Treasure Tour in about 15 minutes, so we need to get there, but my father is distracted by the model of Mount Vernon, but I thought that this would be pretty to show off. This is the the entryway to Mount Vernon. So you go through security, which is up there, come down here, they have a model of Mount Vernon, and then they have the stained glass of the reading of the Declaration of Independence. So we are currently, they call it the Mansion Circle, which is, there's a big plot of land before you actually get to the Mount Vernon Mansion. We wait here for our National Treasure tour. So what basically they're doing is they're taking us to the spots where they filmed for National Treasure Book of Secrets. If you've never seen that movie, basically Nicolas Cage's character, Ben Gates,
kidnaps the president.
And then the president's birthday party is out in Mount Vernon. Kidnaps the president to tell him the Book of Secrets, where it's located. So this tour is going to take us to those locations that they filmed out. So I'm excited. Now we just wait. We're in the underground.
Now the scene is, they're having the lovely dinner party outside. Everything's going well. He still has not returned. Now they become very concerned. They start asking questions.
Nicolas Cage took the president in there. Let me tell you, the Washinton must have had some calf muscles, because this hill is ridiculous.
They had to be in shape.
Goodness. We are currently just waiting for our tour time. So we're just sitting in the gardens that are adjacent to Mount Vernon. What do you think about Mount Vernon?
It's interesting. Walking, but interesting.
Yeah, so big tip. Come
during this time frame or the cooler months.
Yeah, because it's a lot of it's outdoor. You know, the walkways are gravel or brick. So it's if you don't like walking, or you know, have a back issue or a leg issue, heat, it may be an issue for touring. I believe that they may have shuttles and things like that. They're very accommodating. So that's what's nice. So fun fact, you can save a couple of dollars by ordering your tickets online. That's what I did with my ticket. They do of course have discounts for military, active, and retired. But if you are a Purple Heart veteran, which my father is one, you will come in and you get your general admission for free. So they will give you a ticket, and they'll give you something like this that tells you thank you for your service. And so if you are a Purple Heart veteran, you just have to show your ID.
Your VA ID. It's on there.
So your VA ID, you need to show your VA ID that has that you are a Purple Heart recipient. You go to the ticket counter, show them your VA ID that says that you're a Purple Heart recipient, and they will give you a free ticket, general admission, and they'll give you thank you for your service card. It gives you a little history about the Purple Heart, and things like that. So you can come in for free. But yeah, fun fact, for those who are not Purple Heart recipients, you can order your tickets in advance to save a couple of dollars. And then of course, if you are military, show your ID, your military ID at the ticket counter, and they will give you a discount. So we are just waiting a couple of minutes. We have 3 minutes until we can get in line, and then we'll go tour Mount Vernon. So we just got done with our guided tour of Mount Vernon. And here is the, mansion of the Washinton family. Now we could not film in there, but what was interesting is how short the roofs and the beams were, being that George Washington is 6'3". Now this line right here is the line to get into the house for the guided tour. Now you do have to have a ticket to get into the house, but I believe it's worth it. It's a very colorful house, don't you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of the rooms are bigger than what I expected at that time frame. A lot bigger. And then there's ones that look like closets for the guests. Especially ones you don't like.
In conclusion, you have to go see it at least once. This will be my second time seeing it in person. Is this your first? Or second? Or third?
No, this is my first ever going to Mount Vernon.
Okay. So,
I mean, George Washington had to have money for the way that house is built at that time frame, because everything had to be brought to him except for the wood. You need the stone and brick, stuff like that. The paint, that was imported. But the wood they probably got from the local area, but it wasn't like cheap for the size back then.
So what we found out is that George Washington's father actually built the center part of the house, and then they built onto it. So what we see today is part of the original structure of George Washington's father's house, and then George Washington and his family built onto it later. And some of those rooms are huge.
Yeah,
they're massive. But the ceilings are low, which is interesting because, the man was over 6 foot, so. But now we're gonna go get some food and then head to our next destination. We are done with Mount Vernon. We're just waiting on our lift right now to take us to the National Air and Space Museum. So what's nice about Mount Vernon is that, of course, they have a gift shop, but they also have a great welcome center. They also have a museum, and then they have a food court and a restaurant on site. So because it's such a big piece of land that they can provide those amenities. Now, Dad just sat down. What is your advice for people to come who want to come to Mount Vernon?
Come early in the morning. Come slightly, I would say, in the off season, being i.e. Late fall or Christmas time or early spring.
Like right now.
Like now. For the temperature, because since it is a working farm,
there are animals.
There are animals. The smell will get intense and stuff like that.
There's not a lot of tree coverage.
There's no foliage over that main house, and it's not like air conditioned. So I mean, I imagine it gets pretty stifling in it with all the amount of people that come through there. So, and the hallways are really cramped. Yeah. So I would say the best thing, early in the morning, as early as you can possibly come when it opens. And because if she didn't show the traffic,
yeah, so
we didn't have to deal with that this morning.
Like, there's a long line of traffic down there. And when we came this morning, literally the Lyft driver just drove straight down the road. We didn't have to stop. There was no traffic.
None.
We pulled up right in front of the Welcome Center.
Dropped us off.
And he dropped us off. And it's really, so highly recommend coming in the morning because it's extremely, like, the temperature is so different right now. It's like 20 degrees hotter than it was this morning.
I wouldn't make your schedule too tight because there's so much
to see.
And the gift shops are huge.
Massive. And then what's nice about Mount Vernon is, of course, they have the regular house tour that's included with the general admission, but they also have other tours that are a little extra, kind of like the National Treasure Museum.
Yeah, they have the boat tour.
Yeah, they have the boat tour. They have the National Treasure tour that we took this morning. They have a tour that is through the eyes of the enslaved individuals that worked on the Mount Vernon plantation. So they have a lot of different tours that take you to different areas and explain different points of views. So I think that's pretty, if you have time, do that as well. But yeah, right now we are just waiting for our Lyft driver. He is 3 minutes away. Yay! 3 minutes away. Let's see if he gets here with all this like this traffic is no joke, y'all. It's so bad. But come early. Oh, and bring a water bottle.
Yes.
Bring a water bottle because there are water fountains to refill your water bottle. But again, it is hot and there is no tree coverage over the main house.
The drinks are expensive.
And the drinks are expensive. They are so expensive. So bring a water bottle.
They're almost like $4.
Bring a reusable water bottle. So come early, bring a reusable water bottle. Come in the off season if you can when it's a little bit cooler, and give yourself a big window of time to see everything. So yeah.